glitters is not gold. This is a line from The Merchant of Venice. It is one of hundreds of messages Shakespeare portrays in his writing. This play is about how life is more important than any amount of riches. But there has to be more to a performance than the message. Performances are put together with many different parts. Creating a play is a thoughtful process that people have continued to do them for generations. I will be talking to you about the important parts of a play, public and royal performances, the banning of theater in 1642, and all about the Globe. There are many different parts to a play, including the plot and storyline of the performance. This is a plot map of the Midsummer Night's Dream. The exposition is the meeting in the very beginning of the play. The rising actions are Lysander and Hermia running away, the start of the play for the wedding, and Oberon's plans to put the love potion on Titania and Demetrius. The climax is the big fight between Hermia and Helena. Then, the following actions are when Puck puts them all to sleep, Oberon gets the boy, and Theseus finds them on his hunt. Our conclusion is when they all get married and the play is performed. What about the parts of the actual performance? The actors are the main focus of this play. They had to be very flexible because the audience is very particular. Sometimes they would have to improv just to make everyone calm down. Only guys were actors, so they would play the girls' parts. This is why most of Shakespeare's plays had very little female roles. The audience is another critical part to a performance. Without the audience, there would be no purpose for the play to happen. Almost 20,000 people would see a performance every week. Just about everyone would go, from commoners to royalty. The audience would often throw things at the actors if they didn't like what they were seeing. Between 1560 and 1640, about 3,000 new plays were written because of the audience's impatience for fresh entertainment. Performances were a very popular kind of entertainment for both the public and
teachers who are to be attending the second talent show. You can start making your way to the old gym at this time. Also, teachers, don't forget we have some students who will not be attending and they need to go to the cafeteria. Thank you.
Public performances were huge. Almost 3,000 people would attend a performance. The plays would happen every afternoon except Thursday because it distracted from bear baiting. That's what bear baiting is. Performances were very popular. They attracted everyone from the poorest pencil maker to the richest tax collector. At public performances, 1 penny would get you a groundling's place. For 2 pennies, you could get a seat, and for 3, you could get a cushioned seat. This was the reason that theater was so popular, because it was inexpensive. Royal performances were put on as well as public performances. For the actors and writers, performing in front of royalty was a huge accomplishment. In Shakespeare's day, it was a high honor and it paid well. Queen Elizabeth and King James loved drama and poetry. Shakespeare was lucky and got the opportunity to perform in front of the court at least 4 times. In 1642, there was a decision made by the Puritans that all theaters should close. The Puritan movement thought of plays as a sin. The law stated that if you were an actor or spectator of a play, after this law was made, then you will be taken to jail and whipped. However, people found loopholes and performed many plays called drolls. These were allowed because they were not full-length plays. For the next 18 years, this law remained. Not until the restoration of the monarchy did the law get lifted. The Globe was built in 1597 through 1598 by carpenter Peter Smith. It has a stage that was 942 square feet, and the seating could fit thousands. Performances back then were big events and made loads of money. Theaters got very competitive and would send actors to scout the competitors' performances. They would copy the plays of opponents because copyright did not exist. In fact, copies of Shakespeare's plays were made. William Shakespeare actually is documented to be performing in some of his plays. The reason the Globe is often thought of as Shakespeare's theater is because it is home to many of his original plays. The Globe architecture includes trapdoors on the stage, a tiring room, balconies, a yard, and a gallery, shaped in a circular fashion, hence the name the Globe. Stop. Okay. Performances took a lot of work, from the characters in the plot to the Globe and the royal performances. At one time, performances were banned, and public performances were a common reason to skip work. The next time you learn about Shakespeare and his message, think about the amount of work that is really being put into his performance.